Hey, brothers and sisters. So it's Friday, and we don't know what day and hour the Lord is coming, but it is Shemini Atzeret, which is the 8th day in Israel. The rapture can happen any day. In Israel, it starts at sunset, which I believe is already passed, and it goes through sunset on Saturday. And I had kind of a surprise. I was on the phone with Karen in Israel, born-again Jew, and she was talking about John chapter 7, and when I went to go look at it, I'm out here in the garden. The glare is terrible, but it says on the last day, the climax of the festival, Jesus stood and shouted to the crowd, "Anyone who is thirsty may come to me, and anyone who believes in me may come and drink. For the scriptures declare, rivers of living water will flow." And I had written in, last day of Tabernacles. Hey, the bird is singing. Rivers of living water will flow from his heart. When he said living water, he was speaking of the Spirit who would be given to everyone believing in him, but the Spirit had not yet been given because Jesus had not yet entered into his glory. And y'all can see that is a oh, sorry for the shaky camera. That's a Carolina wren shouting from not the rooftop, but close to the rooftop. And this goes from John chapter 7. It talks about the division about who he is. He is the Messiah, still others said, but he can't be, because the Messiah will come from Galilee. How could the Messiah come from Galilee? For the scriptures clearly state that the Messiah will be born of the royal line of David in Bethlehem, the village where King David was born. So the crowd was divided about him. Some even wanted him arrested, but no one laid a hand on him. When the temple guards returned without having arrested Jesus, the leading priests and Pharisees demanded, "Why didn't you bring him in?" "We have never heard anyone speak like this," the guards responded. "Have you been led astray too?" the Pharisees mocked. "Is there a single one of us rulers or Pharisees who believes in him?" This foolish crowd follows him, but they are ignorant of the law. God's curse is on them. Then Nicodemus, from John chapter 3, the leader who had met with Jesus earlier, spoke up. "Is it legal to convict a man before he is given a hearing?" he asked. They replied, "Are you from Galilee too? Search the scriptures and see for yourself, for no prophet ever comes from Galilee." And then what follows, it says that the most ancient, sorry, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, well, I can't see. Y'all, I'm sorry, but the glare is just terrible. But the most ancient Greek manuscripts do not include John 7:53 through 8:11, and that's when it goes into the woman caught in adultery. So there I had it. That was on the last day of Tabernacles. And then if you go into Leviticus 23, it talks about the 7-day feast of Tabernacles. The 8th day is also a holy day. Now I had a dream, my first Trump dream, President Trump, yep, my first Trump dream. I had a dream that I heard, in the dream he was standing overlooking a bridge that he was constructing, and I was standing there with some other ladies, and we were kind of laughing at him because he was so proud of himself. And on the bridge, it was in a herringbone pattern of tiger wood. I looked it up as to what it was. It was tiger wood. Anyway, in the dream, I heard so loudly from the Lord, 8th day, so loud it scared me. I jumped out of bed, and it turned out it was 5:22 in the morning, which the fruit of the Spirit is Galatians 5:22 and 23. And then 5:22 means to lift off. So I try to stay focused on looking for the rapture every 3 to 8 days is the way I look at it. Well, as we were getting ready to read Proverbs 27, and when I opened up, I just happened to open up to Proverbs 8. Well, first it has Proverbs 6 and 7, the woman in adultery. I'm really, I don't even know if I'll even put this video up, but in Proverbs 8, listen as wisdom calls out, and I had prayed for my husband on 10/9 of 2010. I call to you, to all of you. I raise my voice to all people. You simple people, use good judgment. You foolish people, show some understanding. Listen to me, for I have important things to tell you. Everything I say is right, for I speak the truth. I detest every kind of deception. Of course, this is wisdom talking in Proverbs 8, but look at here. I don't know. Can y'all see that? Oh, goodness. It's really, it's hard for me to show. But it excited me because I just happened to open to this, and there I had written 10:22, 10:2:22, and Shemini Atzeret, which is the 8th day. And that in 2010, it was the 8th day. So, hey, why not look for the 8th day? For the rapture on the 8th day? Why not? And if that's the case, we don't really know. Israel's celebrating it now, the 8th day of Sukkot. That's good. And if it's not, the next day on the Torah calendar is the 8th day. And then, I guess the thing was, this thing about 109, 10:9:10, and 109, see right there, 109, 10:9:10 was a new moon of the 8th month back then. But 109 means air, caught up to meet Jesus in the air. And the thing is, 6:25 and 6:26, where it talks about the immoral woman, like that's my husband's birthday. 6:26 is my wedding day, my wedding anniversary. For a prostitute will bring you to poverty, but sleeping with another man's wife will cost you your life. And really the glare is so bad, but look at, I'm just going to read Proverbs 6, 6:12. What are worthless people like? Worthless and wicked people like? They are constant. I wonder if it's any better if I go this way. They are constant liars, signaling their deceit with a wink of the eye, a nudge of the foot, or a wiggle of the fingers. Their perverted hearts plot evil, and they constantly stir up trouble. But they will be destroyed suddenly, broken in an instant, beyond all hope of healing. There are 6 things the Lord hates. No 7 things he detests. Haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that kill the innocent, a heart that plots evil, feet that race to do wrong, a false witness who pours out lies, a person who sows discord in a family. Now, in the KJV, it would say a person who sows strife, I think, among the brethren. So, you know, this is what divorce does to families. This is what divorce does to children. And I was listening yesterday to a thing by George Barna on CBN, and he says only 2% of Americans have a biblical worldview. They're not seeking wisdom. They really aren't. They really aren't seeking wisdom. How about that? Isn't that beautiful? They aren't seeking wisdom. And Proverbs is the book of wisdom. Only 2% have a biblical worldview. If that's the case, then how in the world are we, you know, we have to be at the end. We have to be at the end because Jesus says this is the way it be like at the end. They would hate him. It's the same thing as when it was 2,000 years ago when they were trying to kill him. They hate him. And they hate in Proverbs 8. It's really easier for me to read when I say it. It's like this woman in Proverbs 7, she went out she wanted to attract a lover to commit adultery with her while her husband was away. Then you go into Proverbs 8, and it's the same thing. I speak the truth and detest every kind of deception. My advice is wholesome. There's nothing devious or crooked about it. My words are plain to anyone with understanding, clear to those with knowledge. Choose my instruction rather than silver, and knowledge rather than pure gold. For wisdom is far more valuable than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare to it. I, wisdom, live together with good judgment. I know where to discover knowledge and discernment. All who fear the Lord will hate evil. Therefore, I hate pride and arrogance, corruption and perverse speech. Common sense and success belong to me. Insight and strength are mine. Because of me, kings reign and rulers make just decrees. Rulers lead with my help, and nobles make righteous judgment. And that's why we're in such a terrible state, because the rulers of this world worship the Antichrist. And they are looking for all the ways that they can kill us all over the world. That's what they've been doing for the last 3 years. That's what they've been doing for many years. And then they don't let us do anything to tell and to warn people about what it is. Verse 17, I love all who love me. Those who search will surely find me. I have riches and honor, as well as enduring wealth and justice. My gifts are better than gold, even the purest gold. My wages better than sterling silver. I walk in righteousness in paths of justice. Those who love me inherit wealth, and I will fill their treasures. Y'all, if we love wisdom, we are wise to be looking for the rapture. That's what we do because we love wisdom. We love Jesus. We want to be taken out of this wicked world. For the Lord formed me from the beginning before he created anything else. I was appointed in ages past at the very first before the earth began. I was born before the oceans were created, before the springs bubbled forth their waters, before the mountains were formed, before the hills I was born, before he, that's talking about Jesus, had made the earth and fields and the first handfuls of soil. I was there when he established the heavens, when he drew the horizon on the oceans. I was there when he set the clouds above, when he established springs deep in the earth. I was there when he set the limits of the seas, so they would not spread beyond their boundaries. And when he marked off earth's foundations, I was the architect at his side. I was his constant delight, rejoicing always in his presence. and how happy I was with the world he created, how I rejoiced with the human family. And so, my children, listen to me. For all who follow my ways, I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about listening to the Lord through wisdom. All who follow my ways are joyful. Listen to my instruction and be wise. Do not ignore it. Joyful are those who listen to me, watching for me daily at my gates, waiting for me outside my home. For whoever finds me finds life, and whoever receives favor from the Lord. But those who miss me injure themselves. All who hate me love death. And that is grace. You see that? That is grace. Loving the Lord. And then it goes on to basically talk about the wedding supper, it seems. So, and we know in Proverbs 9, it also says, don't bother correcting mockers, they will only hate you, but correct the wise and they will love you. Instruct the wise and they will be even wiser. Teach the righteous and they will learn even more. Fear of the Lord is the foundation of wisdom. Knowledge of the Holy One results in good judgment. If only 2% of people have a biblical worldview, they do not have fear of the Lord, which is the foundation of wisdom. They do not have good judgment. They do not know Jesus. Wisdom will multiply your days and add years to your life. If you become wise, you will be the one to benefit. If you scorn wisdom, you will be the one to suffer. So, anyway, I just wanted to say, I'm looking every day, but I would love it, seriously would love it if the rapture were to happen this weekend sometime. 7th, sunset, 6th, 7th is when they're celebrating the 8th day in Israel. And then the 8th and the 9th, 10th, 10-9, 109, because we will be caught up to meet, that's caught up, 726 in Strong's Concordance, to meet the Lord in the air. That's 109, 10-9. Could be. Y'all just keep watching. Study your word every day, folks. Study your word. God bless you. Maranatha.